want to give you enough time to get those bets in for the top of the hour because we give you picks, live free picks from the games tipping off at 7 p.m. Eastern time and later. Let's take a look at the group for today's show. We got Shane Mickle will join us. Mitch and Damon Sosh will join us near the bottom of the hour. We've got Rod Zawacki, Alex Smart to lead us off. Chris Ruffalo will serve as co-host. Alaninos back in the saddle. So let's go ahead and bring in our Chris. Chris, ready for another show?
Oh, absolutely. This is one of my favorite parts of every day. And, oh, man, I'll tell you, after yesterday's show, we were on fire yesterday, so let's get it started.
Yeah, big fire. I know you're looking pretty good with a 6-0 yesterday up on Pig Dog. That was pretty good.
It's one day at a time.
One day at a time. Next day. Absolutely. All right. Of course, let's go ahead and bring in Alex Smart. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's had many 6-0s in his time.
I've even had some 0-6s.
Oh, jeez, really?
I know that. Believe me, I know that.
It's a long-term battle. This is a long-term battle. You can't measure this game by one day at a time. If you do that, then you're in the wrong business. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. All right, Alex, you're going to be looking at this late-night game. NBA League Pass channel has Minnesota at Portland with the Portland Trailblazers laying about 10 in this one, total 233.5.
Yeah, and this is a situation we've got complete recency bias here. I mean, it just looks almost too easy and too good to be true. I mean, in the last 28 times here, I think Minnesota's won a couple times, but we're not asking Minnesota to win here. We're asking Minnesota to play lights out and expecting Portland not to, we'll put it this way, pace themselves tonight, see a lot of second tier and bench players in the lineup as this game goes on. And like a lot of NBA games, a backdoor cover or a closer game than we expect.
All right, Alex Smart looking here, taking the points here with Minnesota Timberwolves. All right, Chris, what you say? I know Portland not a strong defensive team.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple people today. All I heard was, Portland 26-2 in their last 28 games against Minnesota in Portland. I said, you know what that tells me? Go with the other side. Minnesota, as much as we knock them and much as they don't have Karl Anthony Towns, this is still a decent team, and Portland's 0-3 against the number at home this season. So far, I like the value of the points as well with Minnesota.
Yeah, I can't argue that. Also, even the total, when you look at two teams that are near the bottom of the defensive efficiency ratings, Alex, is total something you looked at also?
I didn't look at the total here. It's just one of those games because of recency bias. It sort of has, I think, the lines makers putting out a neutral number. So, for me, it's a flip the switch, flip a coin, and see where it goes.
All right. The team was here plus the 10. All right, Alex, what you got going on over at Pig Dogs Premium? A lot of big card tonight.
Yeah, after a crap night last night, I'm expecting to bounce back, and maybe Chris has some tips for me. But I'm looking forward to bouncing back. I've got a college basketball card out. I've got an NBA card out, and plenty of football along the way for this weekend.
All right, guys, check out Alex Smart over at Pig Dogs Premium. I'm picking one of those long-term passes. He got 7-day and a 30-day all sports pass. You get all of his plays from the sports he releases. We got NBA, college hoops, of course, college football playoff on Monday, NFL playoffs this weekend. We're building up for that. NHL starts next week, so good time to pick up a long-term pass from Alex Smart over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Alex, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll talk with you next week.
Congrats, Chris, on last night. Nice.
Thank you, sir. I'm telling you, Alex he's probably forgotten more tips than I could remember to give him. So this is it's high praise coming from Alex. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Everybody, Alex Smart here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue on with our coverage. Al Nito's on deck. NBA again will be on the menu for this one. Let's go ahead and dial in El Ninos. You'll find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. And he'll be looking at this Maverick and Nuggets game. So let me see if I can find him. Where is Mr. El Ninos? There he is. Al, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Hey, can't complain. All right, you're looking at this game. I looked at this one at 10 Eastern time. This one will be televised by TNT. Dallas Mavericks at Denver Nuggets. With Denver laying 3 at home, total sits about 222.5 to 223.
Yeah, we got some good matchups today, and this should be one of the funner ones to watch. One of the funner ones to watch. Yeah, Nuggets taking on the Mavericks at home. Coming off that pretty good win against the Wolves. Obviously, they didn't cover the spread in that one, but still got the job done. They had blown them out the first time, so they're starting to get their offense going. They the Mavericks too. Again, they've played a bit to the under, but again, they got Luka now back. He missed a couple. They still don't have Kristaps Porzingis, but I still think they'll get enough offense going to get this one over the total.
All right, so El Nino says go over total in this one, Nuggets and Mavericks. I agree with you there. Nuggets near the bottom of the league in defensive efficiency. What say you, Chris, in this one?
My initial lean was towards the under, just because I think Dallas likes to play a little bit of defense, and Denver likes to play defense, and Dallas, well, Luka Doncic needs a little bit of help. But looking at Tony, like you mentioned, defensive efficiency, I promise I'll get that one straightened out. That's why Dallas has played to the over in 6 of 7 games so far this season. So I think we can get two teams to get over 223, or I think this line's a gift. So give me the overs in this one.
Agree 100% here with Nuggets and Mavs over 223. I think it was Mavs and Timberwolves the other night that we looked at that. Loved that over as well. I think this one comes in as well. All right, so El, we agree with your pick here. What you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Yeah, got a 5-pack in the NBA. That's the side on all the NBA games there. I really like them. As I said, short card, but some good games. Unfortunately, some late breaking news on the injury side, but and looking forward to a couple more question marks for later tonight. But yeah, I still like those plays nonetheless, and then a couple of college basketball plays as well.
All right, guys, get on board with El Nino's over at Pig Dogs Premium. See, he's got long-term passes available. A good time to pick up one from El. Of course, with the NBA playoffs coming up this weekend, you want to get on board with a long-term pass. All right, El, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk with you next week.
All right, have a good one, guys.
All right, everybody, El Nino's here on the drive-thru. I'll continue our coverage. Before we get to our next pick, just a reminder, guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every day. Of course, it gets started here with the morning show every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time with Mitch, Rod, and company. Of course, Chris, Brian Bittler, of course, Ron Romanelli on weekends with the morning show. Of course, the computer pick show sandwiched between our show, which is the drive-thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, you want this to check out Mitch's halftime shows, and we'll have a lot of those this weekend for the NFL playoffs. We got 6 games. I'm sure there'll be 6 halftime shows for Mitch and 6 halftime free picks to get from him. So make sure you set those notifications for this weekend. Big halftime shows for the NFL playoffs. And, of course, be sure to subscribe to our channel as we talked about. Give us that thumbs up, that like. We greatly appreciate that. Helps us out a lot, Chris.
Absolutely, it does. I mean, we always mention it. It's right underneath the video feed. You just got to hit the thumbs up. Helps us out a ton with the YouTube rankings. Helps us get our content out to more faces that maybe necessarily haven't seen it. But anyways, we appreciate all the support as we always do from our Pick Dogs family. And let's keep going in 2021. We're off to a great start already this year. We got to keep it going.
Definitely got to keep it going. I mean, the Pig Dogs having a fantastic year. So you look at the college hoops ratings; they've been phenomenal. But now it's time, Chris, for you to step up here, front and center. It's your turn, and we're looking here at this Cincinnati SMU game. It's tipping off 7 p.m. Eastern time. This one you could watch on ESPNU with SMU laying 5.5 total, about 142.
Yeah, of course, leave it to me to pick one of the more divisive games on the board. I mean, you've got people saying that Cincinnati are a lot better than a 2-6 record would indicate, and while that may be true, you can make the case for the Bearcats that they haven't been getting blown out by teams. They have a 5-point loss on the road to UCF, 3-point loss at home to South Florida, 9-point loss on the road to a very good Tennessee team, lost by 8 to Xavier at home. The fact of the matter is, this is still not a Cincinnati team that we've been used to seeing. This is, quote-unquote, not your father's Cincinnati Bearcats, because this is a team that's not as intense defensively as we've seen in the past. Granted, that happens with a coaching change. When Mick Cronin went out, and now you have another coach coming in. But now you have SMU, who you could justify saying they haven't had the toughest schedule, but this is a team beat Temple on the road, beat East Carolina at home. They have a road win against Dayton, a pretty good Dayton team, even though another team that maybe the record's not indicating how good this team actually is. I just think there's value here with SMU. It's one of those things where I can't back Cincinnati until I've seen signs of life from this team. I've been bitten too many times in the butt by Cincinnati, and going against them's paid off more times than it hasn't. And SMU, well, they battled Houston pretty hard for the first half before sort of falling apart in the second half. So, I think there's value, and we're getting a low enough line to take it SMU with the point, or laying the points is a pretty decent play for me here.
All right, go ahead. As Chris says, take SMU, lay the 5.5 against Cincinnati. All right, Chris, we got a lot of action tonight to NBA and, of course, college hoops. The cards just get bigger and bigger now. And, of course, in this college hoops season, why don't you let us know what you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium? Come off at 6-0.
Yeah, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, so it's like we did have a fantastic day yesterday. We swept the board in college hoops and NBA. Hoping to do it again tonight. I got my Thursday 3-point play up there. That's going to be $29.95 over at the website. Or, guys, hop on one of those longer-term packages, the 3-day packages, 7-day, 30-day. With NHL around the corner, that's how me and another one of our cappers got our name on here. And we don't just do college basketball. We don't just do NHL. We got a ton of sports, ton of action coming at you over the next little bit. So hop on one of those longer-term passes. Or I got my college basketball season pass up there. You can already see the documented proof up there that we're doing pretty well to start college basketball. So hop on one of those longer-term subscription packages. It's going to be your best value. We're going to put cash in your pocket. We've already started to do that this year. It's not going to stop. That's right, not going to stop. Check out Chris Riffle over at Pig Dogs Premium. See the numbers, over 940 units of profit documented over at Pig Dogs Premium. He's got a nice pass up there for tonight. Or why don't you do it? Pick up his pass tonight, then do the upgrade tomorrow. Get one of those longer-term passes. Get those NFL playoff picks. Of course, that college football playoff pick as well from Chris Ruffalo for this week when you get one of those long-term passes. All right, we'll continue on here on the drive-through. So a lot of picks to cover on today's show. We have a packed show. Let's go ahead and welcome in our buddy Rod Zawacki. You'll hear him in the morning show at 10 a.m. Eastern time every day with Mitch and company. How you doing today, Rod?
Doing good, Tony.
All right, he's fluent in picking. That's what he's in. We got fluent Rod Zawacki. I like the shirt.
I'm fluent in sarcasm.
That's what he's fluent in. All right. He's also fluent in picking winners. And I know he's got one here tonight. Late night game, 10 Eastern time. NBA League Pass Channel has the Spurs at the Lakers. The Lakers laying 6, total 223.5. A big puzzle here when you look at the injury report.
Yeah, exactly. You look at the Lakers, and there's a bunch of game time decisions, right? Of course, they, like the NBA always does, they're going to leave you right to the end, right before the game kicks off, and that's when they're going to tell you. But either way, who's in and out here? I think we what I've seen from the Spurs the other day, DeRozan did not look so hot in the last game out. He scored 6 points in his last game out. Shooting bricks all over the place, and then you look at the Spurs coming into LA. They've lost their last 5, I believe. The last 5 against the Lakers. They're like 0-5 straight up against the Lakers. Their last 5 games. They're 1-4 ATS. Their last 5 in LA. For me, the only play here is the Lakers. Give me the Lakers here at home. They get the win. They'll get the cover. Spurs are looking like they're on a little downslide here. All right, looks that route. All right, go ahead. As Rod says, take the Lakers. You can find 5.5 in some places. There are 6s out there mainly, but to do your line shopping here, LA Lakers against San Antonio Spurs. All right, Chris, what say you in this matchup? You know what? I've had a hard time figuring this one out, especially now with the line movement. My initial lean was towards the Spurs, just because they've been profitable in the underdog role, but now with the line dropping to 5.5. With these guys being questionable, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, it may be worth it to take a shot on the Lakers at -5.5 in the event that these guys play, because DeMar DeRozan, from knowing him from his time in Toronto, he's capable of having multiple cold games in a row, and I think this may be a start of something like that. So I would lay the points with the Lakers as well. Agreement there with laying the points with the LA Lakers here against the San Antonio Spurs. All right, Rod, what you got going on here? We got a lot of action tonight. In hoops, what's happening over at Pig Dogs Premium? We have a nice Wham Wednesday. We went 5-2 yesterday. 5-2 yesterday. So today we got Tenacious Thursday. I've got 5 plays out there. I got 4 college basketball, 1 NBA play. Plays are huge opportunity to cash in big. You don't want to miss out on Tenacious Thursday.
Don't miss out on Tenacious Thursday here from Rod Zawacki. Check him out over at Pig Dogs Premium for his one-day pass. You get the winners and then upgrade that pass tomorrow. Get one of those long-term passes. Get those football picks. I'm telling you this weekend, 6 plays from the NFL playoffs. You want to get on board with Rod Zawacki over at Pig Dogs Premium. All right, Rod, it's always great having you on the show. Good luck tonight. Continue success. We'll talk with you tomorrow.
Good luck tonight, everybody. Let's get it.
Let's get it. And it's get it. Fluent winning picks. Rod Zawacki. All right, we'll continue on here on the coverage here with Chris. We're going to go ahead and welcome Shane Mickle to the show. And Shane will be looking at some NBA. Shane, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good. I think we're covering most of the card tonight in the NBA. I think we're going to have 4 of the 5 picks, and you're looking at one here that's this one's took a little turn here. TNT will televise the Sixers and the Nets. The 76ers now up to a 4-point favorite, total 223. It looks like the big two may be on the B here on the bench for Brooklyn.
Yeah. I got to admit, when I sent this play in this morning, Kyrie Irving was still playing, and I liked the play a lot more. With Kyrie in it, when I think it was sitting around +1, +2, and I got it. The lines moved obviously with Kyrie out. I still like it. Just fading the 76ers. Last night they gave up like 135, I think, to the Wizards. Their defense is awful. Playing on the second night of a back-to-back, they've done that once earlier in the season, and that was against the Cavs. Only scored 95 points and lost, I think, by 15 or 20 points in that one. I won't be surprised if, they do end up maybe not technically resting their starters, but, giving them a little less minutes, especially with the hard-fought win yesterday. I'll still take a chance with the Wizards here. Maybe wait a little closer to tip-off, and maybe you can get this at 5.5, hopefully, for a little more value.
All right, Shane Mickle says, wait a little bit, maybe get better value here. This is the big TV game. TNT will televise. Take the Nets plus the points against the 76ers. All right, Chris, so your thoughts on this one?
I've got to agree. I mean, the Sixers have been one of the more profitable road fades for me going back to last year. And, I think the Nets beat the tar off of the Jazz on whenever the last one was. I think it was Monday night or Tuesday night. They beat them handily, and that was without Kevin Durant. Philly on the road, no thanks. I'll take the Nets and the points.
Agreement there with the Nets and the points against the 76ers. All right, Shane, what you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium? A lot of hoops action tonight.
Yeah, the big day yesterday. I have another big day tonight. A 5-pack, 4 college basketball, 1 NBA in it, and then I think I have 2 other plays up there that aren't in a pack. So if you hop on a long-term package, you can get those plays too.
All right, check out Shane Mickle over at Pig Dogs Premium. You want to pick up that one-day pass and get the winnings and apply it to a long-term pass because it's NFL weekend coming up. So a good time to get on board with a long-term pass from the Cappers over at Pig Dogs Premium. Shane Mickle, you'll find him there. All right, Shane, as always, great having you on the show. Good luck tonight and this weekend. We'll talk with you next week.
Sounds good. Have a good night, you guys.
All right, everybody. Shane Mickle here on the drive-thru. All right, we're continuing on here with our coverage, and we're now going to look at the college hoops. And we're going to welcome into the show Damian Sosh. You'll find him at Pig Dogs Premium. Damon, how you doing today?
Hi, guys. Doing good.
All right, Damon, you're looking at game at 8 Eastern Time. CBS Sports Network will televise UNLV at Colorado State. The Rams now up to a 10-point favorite, total 146.5.
Yeah, I like Colorado State in this game. I think it's a great situational game here for Colorado State. They're going to be playing UNLV. First off, I don't think UNLV is the greatest of teams to begin with. They're just 1-4 in the season. Their only win coming against Kansas State. And just as a matter of fact, the last time they played was against Kansas State. That game was way back on December 5th. This team has been pretty much beaten up here by COVID. As a matter of fact, the first practice was this past Monday. That was their first practice in 3 weeks. There's no doubt that their conditioning, I don't believe, is going to be there. They're going to be playing in altitude at Colorado State. Colorado State's a pretty good team in their own right. They're 6-2. They like to play an up-tempo style. They only give up 62 points per game defensively, so they're pretty good on defense. All those factors, I think we got a good advantage here with Colorado State at home laying that number to UNLV.
All right, David says go ahead and take Colorado State -10 against UNLV. Issue there with conditioning. That's going to come up with one of the picks later on the show. But in this game, he likes the Colorado State Rams. All right, Chris, what do you think on this one?
Well, time for another one of my boring responses because Damien took all of my good points. That's exactly, I'm exactly on the same wavelength. UNLV off for a month, and they were not a good team to begin with. A win over a Kansas State team that wasn't playing well at all when they got the win doesn't do much for me. I like Colorado State. They've had more time. They're in rhythm. They're in full swing. I think Colorado State gets the job done handily here.
All right, agreement there with Colorado State laying the 10 against UNLV, who's dealing with COVID disruptions. All right, Damon, why don't you let us know what you have going on over at Pig Dogs Premium?
Tonight, I still have 3 college basketball plays to go off the board and 2 NBA plays. And then obviously looking forward to a big weekend with NFL football and then the national title game there on Monday. All
right, guys, check him out. Damon Sosh over at Pig Dogs Premium. You see the numbers here. Over 560 units of profit past 7 days. That's documented over at Pig Dogs Premium. Pick up that 1-day pass. Maybe upgrade it now to 3 or 7 days because you want to get those football plays because it's a big weekend of action here with NBA, college basketball, the college football playoff game, NFL playoffs. Good time to get on board with a long-term pass from Damien Sosh over at Pig Dogs Premium. See the numbers are documented. You can check every play that he's posted on the site. It's there on his profile page, so give it a visit. All right, Damien, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right, everybody. Damien Sosh here on the drive-through. All right, let's continue on with more plays. Let's welcome to the show Mitch. You'll find Mitch. Well, you'll find him in a lot of our shows here. He's on the morning show 10 a.m. Eastern time over at Pig Dogs Premium every single day. There, they'll do computer pick shows as well. But let's welcome in the show right now. Mitch, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. How about you guys? Oops. I'm doing good, thanks. How about you guys?
Doing great. You're great. No, you're fine. You weren't on mute. You were good.
I did the button. I'm watching the golf from just down the street at Kapalua. And watching the pros. They don't have any of the same pin placements they put for us. It's like they make it, so these guys can score. For us, it's like, impossible. It's like these guys have nice flat putts.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the tees are way back. But
all right, Mitch, you got one on ESPN tonight. College hoops, BYU Gonzaga. Gonzaga going to be laying about 17 here. Total sits about 163.5.
Revenge spot for Gonzaga. You have to remember that BYU beat them last year at BYU. It was one of the few losses that Gonzaga took all season long, and I'm sure they're going to be out for revenge. That one was 91-78 BYU, and the meeting before that last year 92-69. So these two teams play in very high-scoring games. These are high-scoring teams. These are teams that prefer the fast-paced end-to-end game. I know 163 is an absolute ton for a college game, but I think this thing could go into the 170s and then some. If Gonzaga, Iowa can get there, this one certainly can. I expect to see a lot of scoring in this one, and I like the over.
Yeah, the over in this one, Gonzaga, BYU over 163.5. All right, Chris, your thoughts on this one?
I can't disagree. I think this one's going to be a track meet from the opening tip. I think there's going to be a ton of score. I could easily see 50-something to 40-something at the half, and I think we could easily see a 102-90, kind of like we did against Gonzaga and Kansas earlier this year. So I like the over as well.
Yeah, all agreement here with the over Gonzaga BYU, 8:30 Eastern time. This one you could watch on ESPN. All right, Mitch, why don't you let us know what's happening over at Pig Dogs Premium as well as Sports Chat?
Yeah, Pig Dogs Premium, top handicappers in the world, all gathered in one place. We have tons of guys that are just red hot. I've actually been a little bit cold since the new year. I admit it because all of our picks are 100% documented. There's no hiding behind anything. It's 100% transparency, but the beauty of having that many great handicappers is someone's always hot at Pick Dogs. You get on the hot capper, you ride them, and then you jump on the next hot guy. We offer guaranteed picks, so if your package doesn't turn a profit, you'll get a credit to use on that same capper or another capper. You're free to use it however you wish.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's Mitch here over here on our show, on our drive-through show. You can hear him in the morning show, of course, Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place.
Gonna have a better morning show than yesterday. It's gonna be better than today's. It's gotta be. I have one question I have for Ruffalo though before I go, and that is, Chris, if you're a waiter and Bittler sits down at your table and you accidentally wink at him because you got something stuck in your eye, and he slips you an extra $5, are you keeping your pants on, or you think that that's what it's going to take?
It depends if another 5 comes out after it.
Well, you know what Bittler said. He clearly said that if you're the cute waitress, you get additional tip, because that is like.
We'll see the look. We'll see the look I get when I go back to the table. If it's the same look.
Yeah, I don't know. I happen to think that a lot of people. I got a lot of comments today about the show, and I just have to say that I think it really was one of the worst shows we ever had. But it was definitely an interesting topic, and of course, I'm sure we'll have many more to come. But appreciate all of you guys and everyone that's tuning in. It's exciting, as I was here on day one with the drive-through, so it's exciting to see the growth and all the people watching, to see 300 people on the Pick Dogs channel watching it at once. And it's not like, it's a one-off event, where you have one show where 50,000 people watch and then, 200 the next day. It's been a building process, and it continues to build because you guys are delivering quality. I think, what were the picks yesterday? 132-1 or something on the show? It's like, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
It's close. I don't know, 6-1. Same thing, right?
Yeah. It was a good day. Mitch, playoff weekend, why don't you let everyone up to date what your plans are, what the schedule is for your halftime show. 6 playoff games, 3 Saturday, 3 Sunday.
Yeah, I'm planning on going live for the halftime shows with everybody just the way I normally do. I'll have to see about the early game on Saturday. I'm planning on it right now, but I'm not 100% positive. But I will definitely be there with plenty of halftime action. And, of course, if there happens to be college hoops going on or something else while we're doing our halftime show, we might discuss it. We might put in additional action. I don't know.
There'll be a lot of action.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's huge. It's huge, guys. So keep those portable devices with you. Set those notifications on the weekend. NFL coverage. Get those halftime picks from Mitch. All right, Mitch, as always, great having you on the show. Continued success with everything you're doing, and we'll tune in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time as we do every day.
Smash the like button, guys.
That's right. Smash it. As our friend Kwame Nikaruma also says, smash that like button.
I don't see that like button. Doesn't look smashed to me.
Yeah, they're still intact.
Yeah, keep smashing, guys.
Keep smashing, guys.
They're showing a commercial on TV for the clubs that I use, PXG.
All right.
Love it. Love it.
Awesome. All right, Mitch. Have a good night. We'll talk. We'll talk with you next week, but we'll watch you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Aloha.
All right, everybody. Mitch here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue on. Guys, if you missed any of the picks on the show, I just want to let you guys know we'll recap every single pick at the end, so stay tuned for that. Now it's time for yours truly to step up with my selection for today's show. And we're going to look at this UCLA-Arizona State game, late-night game. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Bruins. We've seen some line movement from 1 to now 2.5. I'll go ahead and still lay the 2.5. We know the Bruins have won 6 of their past 7. The Bruins are fishing on both ends of the court. They do a great job of defending that three-point line. We know the Sun Devils have their issues defensively. Really poor defensive team. They struggle on the offensive glass, but they've been inactive for the last 3 weeks. They've been dealing with this COVID issue. The first 2 games was the opponent. The last 2 games was their team, and it's impacted their practice time. And Hurley's been talking about trying to get the players back in condition. He had no idea who can play because we know with the COVID, it's all up to the medical people. So he has really no control of who's going to play, who's not going to play, and there's still a lot of question marks on his roster. You got a nice fit, tuned in. Schooled UCLA team coming in. I'm going to go ahead and lay the 2.5 here against Arizona State. What say you, Chris?
Tony, I finally got tired of button heads with each other. We got tired of all the headaches that we decided to be on the same side. I love UCLA here. I just think that, like you said, the COVID issues running rampant at Arizona State. On top of the fact that Arizona State, they were apparently had an allergic reaction to defense all season long because this is a team that does not like to defend. And UCLA, like we all know how Mick Cronin likes to coach up his team. This is a better defensive team for UCLA than what they had last year, and that was even with the run at the end of the year. I think this is a talented UCLA team, even losing Chris Smith to an ACL tear last time out. I think UCLA wins this one going away, so give me the points, lay the Bruins.
All right, agreement there with UCLA laying the 2.5 against Arizona State. Guys, I have a 3-pack over the website for tonight's action at Big Dogs Premium, or you can also pick up one of my long-term passes. I have a 7-day and a 3-day pass on the site. All right, let's continue on here on the Big Dog Show. Now this is the time of the show where we recap the picks for today. All right, El Ninos will join us. And it all began with Alex Smart. He says, take Minnesota Timberwolves plus the 10 against Trailblazers. El Ninos, Nuggets T-Wolves over 223. Chris Ruffalo was on SMU minus 5.5 against Cincinnati. Shane Mickle say take the Nets plus 4 against the 76ers. Damon Sosh, Colorado State minus 10 against UNLV. Mitch, Gonzaga BYU over 163.5. Yours truly, UCLA minus 2.5 against Arizona State. We'll start here with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
You know me, Tony. It's hard for me to pick one. It's like asking which one of my kids is my favorite. No, I don't have any kids. But I like Damien's pick, and I like Tony. Tony, I like your pick as well. I can't pick between those two. Those are two at the top for me.
All right, we'll now go to L. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I do like yours a lot too, and I like Alex's Wolves plus the 10 as well.
He likes the Wolves. Actually, I like L's play with the over. I like to go against these teams that are over 223. Like overs with these teams near the bottom of the league in defensive efficiency. That over the total. It's not Timberwolves. It's actually the Mavericks there. I think that graphic's wrong. It should be the Mavericks and the Denver Nuggets, not the T-Wolves. But you know, you got the drift there with that pick. All right, guys, this was the drive-through. And be sure to tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do this one all over again. And remember, it gets all started at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show. Of course, we have Mitch, Rod, we have Chris, we have Brian Bittler on Friday morning. So be sure to tune in to that show. And, of course, don't forget as well the Computer Pick Show that's sandwiched between our show as well. And don't forget, as we said, smash that like button. We greatly appreciate that. And, of course, subscribe for more free picks every day. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the group from today. Let's give yourself a nice wave goodbye. Have yourself a great night. And we'll talk with you guys tomorrow live at 6 p.m.